Here's the brand new 2023 version of the NordicTrack 1250 treadmill, and we're going to be digging into everything that you need to know, from some of the important specs to how it compares to other NordicTrack treadmills, as well as how it holds up to the competition like the popular Peloton tread. And if you're a fan of fitness tech and appreciate unbiased reviews that get right to the point without wasting your time, make sure to like this video or even subscribe to Connect the Watts for more videos just like this. Now, as we get into the weeds here, I think it's important to know right off the bat that the NordicTrack 1250 treadmill is a premium treadmill designed with a small screen to help keep the cost down, currently priced at under $2,000, which is substantially lower in price than many similar connected fitness treadmills. For example, treadmills similar to this in many ways that have larger screens are the NordicTrack's own 2450, which I also have here and cost about $1,000 more, and the Peloton tread right over here, which cost $1,500 more. So the question really is, how good of a connected fitness treadmill can you get at this price? First, let's talk about one of my favorite features for the NordicTrack 1250, and that is that it can fold up while not in use. And thanks to what NordicTrack calls the Easy Lift Assist, it takes very little effort or strength needed to be able to lift the treadmill base into its folded position. And as a father to a small child, I really appreciate the locking mechanism here. So in order to unlock the treadmill from the upright position, you need to be tall enough to pull down from the top of the treadmill while your foot is pressing here. Then after it is unlocked, the treadmill will come down slowly and controlled, which virtually ensures the safety of any children or pets that might be near it. Now, another reason I'm a big fan of running on NordicTrack treadmills like the 1250 is due to the Flex Select suspension system. This allows the treadmills to absorb a lot more impact, which makes running on them feel a lot more comfortable and forgiving than other belt treadmills like this. And for me, as a guy who weighs over 200 pounds, the extra cushion allows me to run quite a bit longer without feeling fatigue in my lower legs than I could otherwise. And this makes it a perfect complement to some of the harder impact pavement running that I do, and I also think it's very useful for beginner runners. Now, in terms of speed and incline, the NordicTrack 1250 treadmill can be adjusted from 0 to 12 miles per hour and has a pretty large incline that goes up as far as 15% and can also go as low as a 3% decline. Not only is this incline range better than almost every other treadmill at or around this price point, but it's also very easy to adjust while running. The relatively small 10-inch HD screen is surrounded by large buttons for speed and incline, allowing all adjustments to be made with a single press or a double press. For example, if you want to adjust the speed to 6.4 miles per hour, it's as easy as tapping the 6 followed by the 4. Additional quick fine-tuning of your speed can also be made by pressing the large plus and minus buttons in front of the screen. And when you take a class on the NordicTrack 1250 treadmill, you often won't even need to worry about adjusting the speed or incline, as there are several features that allow for this to be done for you automatically. Incline and decline automatically adjusts relative to the terrain that you see on the screen or to the instructor's specifications, though of course you can disable this or adjust this if you prefer. There's also a feature called Smart Adjust that will automatically adjust the speed of the treadmill based on your current fitness level, which gets more accurate the more you use the treadmill, as well as taking into consideration how hard or easy the current interval is supposed to feel, and of course the incline that you're currently running on. There is an additional auto adjustment option available for some of the workouts called Active Pulse, and with the Active Pulse feature on, the speed will automatically adjust based on your own heart rate to align with the class objectives for heart rate training. For instance, if a workout segment targets heart rate zone 2, the speed will continually adjust, again taking into account the incline as well as the trajectory of your heart rate to keep you within the correct zone. And both of these auto-adjusting features perform remarkably well. Sometimes, especially during steep uphill runs, I do find myself having to lower the speed more than the Smart Adjust will, but usually it feels pretty spot on. Now, the most obvious and notable drawback to the cost savings of the NordicTrack 1250 is right here with this 10-inch HD touchscreen, and there's not really much to say about it other than that it's small. I actually wish here they would just remove the screen altogether and just put a spot to allow you to plug in your own phone or tablet instead. The 10-inch is still usable, and it's nice that the screen can be tilted up or down to best adjust for various heights and can be rotated 360 degrees to make it a useful option for taking strength yoga or boot camp classes, which take you off of the treadmill. But really, this is the big decision maker, I think, for many. Do you want to go with a nice big screen or save $1,000 and go for a smaller one? I know the option that I would take, but everybody's budget is going to be different. Now under the screen, you'll see two 30-watt speakers that are pretty decent. There's not a ton of bass here, so it doesn't sound amazing at higher volumes, but one thing that I do really like is that you can fully adjust the volume of the music and instructors separately. Also, here is the Auto Breeze fan, which is well placed underneath the touchscreen, and the fan comes with 3 speeds to choose from and a 4th Auto Breeze speed, which will adjust based on your running speed. Now, I love a good breeze when I'm running, so I stuck with the highest setting for the most part, and it delivers a good amount of air and is definitely an appreciated addition for when things start to heat up during your workout. So outside of a basic run mode, like most connected fitness treadmills, the NordicTrack 1250 does require a membership to access additional features and classes. The iFit program it runs on provides a large amount of high-quality content within its membership, which currently costs $180 per year for the individual plan or $39 per month for the family plan, which allows up to 5 accounts. Now, while there are studio classes regularly added, the best part of iFit's platform is its instructor-led scenic content. The scenic runs, while updated less often, are easily the best of any connected fitness platform, and alongside the auto-adjusting speed and incline, are a ton of fun to take. Another thing of note is iFit's focus on dedicated programs. Other connected fitness platforms, like Peloton for example, provide more of a buffet style of workouts with typically no overarching focus or progression. iFit does the exact opposite, with almost all of their scenic runs being part of a larger program with a specific goal in mind, and some programs being part of a series of programs. So whether your goal is to improve your 5K or 10K or even build up to a whole marathon, there are a lot of options here to choose from. And if you don't run but like to walk or hike, there are a lot of excellent options here for that as well. That said, if you're looking for a competitive or interactive experience with the leaderboard, you're no longer going to find that here. iFit recently removed the leaderboard from all of their classes, and it's unsure whether that leaderboard will be coming back in the future. So let's do a little comparison to see how the NordicTrack 1250 holds up. So first off, the 1250 is part of NordicTrack's most premium foldable treadmill series, which also includes the 2450, which is essentially the same as this, but with a much larger 22-inch screen and generally costs around $1,000 more. NordicTrack also makes a series of treadmills that include the EXP 14i, 10i, and 7i, which are very similar but have a smaller incline range of 0 to 12% and don't feel quite as well made. But for example, the EXP 10i, which also has a 10-inch screen, that'll save you an additional $500 if you need to save a bit more for your personal budget. Then, of course, you can compare the NordicTrack 1250 to the Peloton Tread. And again, while the Peloton Tread has a much bigger screen and a slightly better looking design, it also can't fold up and has a smaller incline range and no speed auto adjustments and no option for a lower priced individual membership, and also cost around $1,500 more, so almost double the price. The benefits of Peloton really come to the higher quality studio workouts, the well integrated music and speakers, so it may be better for those that prefer that sort of experience over more of the outdoor scenic routes that NordicTrack provides. So overall, the NordicTrack 1250 treadmill might have a really small screen, but despite that, it is easily one of the best treadmills available for its price. With its space-saving design, a large incline range, comfortable running deck, and auto-adjusting features, I think it is well worth a consideration at its under $2,000 price point. Now, if you want to see the big differences between running on the NordicTrack treadmill and the Peloton Tread, make sure to check out this video here. Appreciate you being here as always. This is Colin Jenkins with Connect the Watts, and I'll see you next time.